Hello everybody, welcome back to Steve's Gear. Well, I was out shopping around at Harbor Freight and I noticed they had this Gordon multi-tool in stock. I thought I'd pick it up. So I think this one's relatively newer. I've seen it float around online a little bit, and it's kind of a budget multi-tool that's kind of aimed at the Wave Plus. I'm a big fan of the Wave Plus. It's what I've been carrying for a long time. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick this one up. We'll kind of check it out. We'll do a little bit of a comparison and we'll see if it's worth your money. So it comes in this clam style packaging. I already took it out because, well, I hate these packagings and there's always a good chance I'm going to cut myself. So it has a few specs there on it if you want to take a look at it. It looks like this one comes in at 5CR15 MOV stainless steel. It's got a few bullet points there. On the back side, you do get kind of a listing of all the tools if you want to kind of pause and read through those. Now you get this sheath inside the package as well. Very reminiscent of Leatherman. Pretty much the exact same materials, to be honest with you. It's got the snap. The snap isn't branded with the Gordon name around it. And then you get the little belt loop there on the back. So opening up the sheath, you get the multi-tool. Now, very reminiscent of the Wave Plus. If you've ever owned a Wave Plus, you're going to probably think they look fairly similar. I mean, there's a few differences, but they are pretty similar. This one has a pocket clip, which my Wave Plus doesn't have one. I think it might be an option you can buy. I'm not sure, but I don't have one on mine. So if a pocket clip's something for you, then that might be a big plus. If we open it up, it is fairly smooth. It's a little bit stiff. It's definitely stiffer than my Wave Plus, but my Wave Plus is also older, so it's probably broken in. This one might break in a little bit over time as well. The pliers, very reminiscent of the Wave Plus. They are stiffer when you open them up all the way. They kind of catch a little bit. So I think they'll break in a little bit over time. Now, the wire cutters on it are not interchangeable like the Wave Plus. So if that's something you really need, you know, that's definitely something to look out for. I don't know how good a steel this is. I don't know if that 5CR15 MOV will hold up with some heavy duty use. Some of my old Leathermans that I've had, that was kind of one of the problems I had, is I probably cut a few things I shouldn't have. And it kind of left some gouges in there where they didn't work as well. So that might be something to look out for. So we'll go through the tools real quick. Spoiler, they are pretty reminiscent of the Wave Plus. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. So on this side, you get the pair of the scissors. Pretty close to the exact same styling of the Wave Plus. And then you get your little eyeglass or small screwdriver. It's Phillips on one side, and then you do get the flathead on the other. So you can kind of flip those around. And then the last tool on that side is a flathead screwdriver. And then on this side, you get your bit driver, which I haven't tested if the Leatherman bits fit in here. We'll test that out here in a few minutes. But you get a Phillips and a flathead, so you can just flip it around, use them in there. And then the last tool on that side is a kind of like a bottle opener. So those are the tools that you have on the inside. Let's take a look at the tools on the outside. Once again, very reminiscent of the Leatherman. You do get a little bit of a thumb hole here to open it one-handed. It's a little stiff. It might break in. Now, this is the serrated blade. Now, one difference is the serrated blade on this one has like this gut hook on it. So that is a difference. Now, they're all locking tools. It has that little bar right there, the little lock symbol, which is almost identical to Leatherman's. So you get that on one side, and then on the other side of that, you do get a wood cutting saw. So you get the wood saw on there. Same thing, they're all locking tools. On this side, you get, oh, that's the one I just showed you. You get the straight blade, the plain blade. So very reminiscent, almost the exact same shape as the Wave Plus. And then you get a file also. So you get kind of the smoother side and a coarser side. So those is pretty much the tool set of this Gordon multi-tool. Now let's pull out the Wave Plus. So this is my Wave Plus here. And if you can put them next side by side, pretty darn similar. Not a whole lot of differences. As far as feel in the hand goes, I mean, you can tell that the Wave feels like more premium materials. It does seem to have a little bit, maybe a little bit narrower, not quite as wide. The edges feel a little bit better on the Wave Plus, but they are a little bit rounded on the Gordon as well, so it doesn't feel horrible. They're not, you know, they don't dig into your hands or anything like that. You can just kind of tell that the Wave does feel a little bit better. Now, as far as the plier tips go, pretty similar in shape, pretty much identical. As I was saying, the Wave does have those interchangeable wire cutters there, so if that's something you want, that might be worth it. Like I was saying, the Wave is very smooth, opening and closing all the way, you know, the max, versus the Gordon is stiffer. It kind of catches, so you know, that might break in over time. Maybe just because this one is, I've used it a lot. Same thing with closing it. It's very, you know, very smooth, you know, but I've had it for a long time, so that could be it. Now, if we close it down, compare them side by side, kind of closed, pretty similar in size. Not a whole lot of difference. It's hard to tell. I don't have like any calipers or anything, just kind of eyeballing it. I think that the Wave is slimmer. Now, they both have locking tools on the outside. As you can see, the locks on them are pretty similar. Just a slight variation in the styling, but same concept. You know, they pretty much work the same. Now, if we take a look at the serrated blade on both of these, like I was saying, that's kind of the main difference is this one has the gut hook versus the Leatherman doesn't have the gut hook. But they are pretty similar in style. Sorry, I'm kind of out of focus here, but and then if we look at the regular main blade on them, very similar in style, almost identical. I mean, the thumb holes are a little bit different, but, you know, pretty darn close. So, yeah, tool-wise, they are really similar. Let's take a look at that bit driver, and we'll see if those are kind of compatible with each other. So if we pull out the Gordon one, yeah, Leatherman ones fit in it just fine. So, I mean, if you did have a Leatherman bit kit, looks like you could just use the bit kit stuff in the Gordon as well. You know, it's up to you if you want to. I think, pretty sure the Gordon tool should fit the Leatherman just fine. Yeah, fit in there just fine. So, looks like the bits are interchangeable if that's something that, you know, if you wanted to pick up the Gordon one and you wanted to pick up a Leatherman bit kit, I mean, you could do that. Now, typically, I'm not a big fan of, like, clones. You know, I'd like to support the main brand if I can. You know, Leatherman, it's a good company. It's an Oregon brand company. I live in Oregon. I like Oregon companies. But I get it. Not everybody wants to pay $120 for a Wave Plus. Now, this one was $39.99 at Harbor Freight. They had a 10% off coupon, made it $35.99. So $35.99 is a lot easier to swallow for a lot of people. You know, I've had a Gerber suspension. I still have it. I have Ozark Trail multi-tool. So I've had a few inexpensive multi-tools. Now this one's a little bit more expensive than those. Pretty close to the suspension, I guess. I mean, I would say this one is probably better than the more inexpensive ones I've had. I like the ergonomics of it better than the suspension. As far as the Harbor Freight goes, I think this one is probably a little bit better built, in my opinion. Now, some of these tools, you know, like the, you know, the bit kit and stuff, like I said, you should be able to interchange them. As far as the steel and stuff goes, Leatherman uses, I believe, 420 HC steel for their blades and stuff, versus this is that 5CR15 MOV. The 420 HC, in my opinion, is probably better. But, you know, if you're not using these for heavy-duty use, you know, you just use them around the house a little bit, you know, you take them fishing, just kind of a backup tool when you're camping or something. I mean, $35, probably not that bad of a deal. You know, if you're in a trade and something you're going to rely on every single day, that's where I could see where this Leatherman, you know, paying the Leatherman price might come in handy. I think you're going to get a little bit better quality, and, you know, you have the warranty and things like that. I don't know what Gordon's warranty is. I don't even know if they'll warranty it at all. I don't know if it says anything on here about the warranty. No, nothing about that. So I don't know if you'd be able to do it through, you know, Harbor Freight or whatnot, but Leatherman's pretty good. But yeah, pretty similar tools. You know, even right down to the sheaths. Now I'm using a different style sheath right now for my Leatherman, a little bit bigger one than one I bought aftermarket, but still the same materials, the original one it came with. And as you can tell, it's a little bit tighter with this Gordon one, but as you can tell, I mean, the materials and everything are pretty much the same. So pretty close. They both have kind of a little bit of elastic on the sides. Yeah, pretty similar. So yeah, I would say it definitely is a direct competitor to the Wave Plus, right down to the tool set and everything like that. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you want to pick one up, if you just have the regular Wave Plus. If you got any questions, feel free to write in the comments. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks a lot for checking it out. I'll talk to you later.